Sudan's premier announces an initiative to unify factions guiding Sudan. Welcome back. The details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of International Cooperation Rania al-Mashat on Tuesday to discuss efforts of the ministry regarding cooperation with international partners and financial institutions. The details.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held talks with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of International Cooperation Rania al-Mashat on Tuesday that centered on ongoing efforts exerted by the ministry to enhance cooperation with Egypt's international partners and financial institutions. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Bassam Radi said that during the meeting, President al-Sisi demanded continuous cooperation with international institutions to support financing and sustainable development sectors. The head of state gave his directives to an optimal usage and governance of international financing packages, as well as expanding efforts to nationalize industry, investment in human capital, and in environment-oriented projects. Minister al-Mashat reviewed her ministry's efforts in coordination with the state's concerned bodies to support the national project to develop the Egyptian countryside within the framework of the Decent Life Initiative in a bid to promote the objectives and programs of this project. Minister al-Mashat also presented her ministry's activities in coordination with the United Nations and various national authorities to implement the strategic framework for the partnership between the two sides, which includes achieving a comprehensive economic development, social protection programs, women's empowerment, as well as projects to encourage innovation and entrepreneurship. The Minister of International Cooperation also referred to the ongoing preparations to organize the first round of Egypt's Forum for International Development Cooperation with the participation of all concerned international and national bodies. She said the forum aims at consolidating Egypt's active role at international and regional levels.
Also on Tuesday, President Sisi met with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Supply and Domestic Trade Ali Salhi. During the meeting, the President followed up on the situation regarding the strategic reserve of food and basic commodities, as well as reviewing the plan to establish and raise the efficiency of strategic silos and warehouses nationwide, and as well as the state's efforts to develop the bakery system. The President gave his directives for the development and mechanization of the silos and warehouse systems nationwide in order to facilitate the storage of strategic goods, while selecting the best locations for the silos and warehouses to be accessible to roads and its proximity to delivery outlets, as well as access to the group of new ports and all national infrastructure facilities throughout the country. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry headed to Berlin on Tuesday to participate in the second Berlin Conference on Libya. The minister will deliver Egypt's speech, which is expected to reassert its position over the need to protect Libya's independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity, and to support its people's aspirations for a better future. His address will stress the necessity to support efforts aimed at activating the comprehensive process led by Libyans, including withdrawing all foreign forces and disarming terrorist groups in the country. The Libyan transitional government and U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken will converge in Berlin for the in-person UN-sponsored talks. The conference aims to expel terrorists from Libya and keep the country on track for the December 24th elections. The presidents of Russia, Turkey and France had vowed to end foreign meddling in Libya and withdraw foreign terrorist troops. A formal truce agreed last October led to the creation of a transitional government under Prime Minister Abdel Hamid Dbeiba and a presidential council headed by Mohammed Yunus Menfi, which have promised to hold polls. Furthermore, the state prosecution is investigating the cause of a crash involving a freight train crash that rammed into two buses in Helwan on Monday, killing 2 people and injuring 6 others. Health Ministry spokesman Khalid Mujahid said that immediately after the accident, 16 ambulances were dispatched to evacuate the injured to 2 hospitals. He said the injuries were minor and varied between fractures, bruises and abrasions. in places dispersed in the body. Migehed confirmed that all the injured are receiving the necessary treatment and medical care in hospitals until their health condition improves and recover. Spokesman confirmed also that Health Minister Hale Zaid is following up on the conditions of the injured as directed the Undersecretary of the Ministry in Cairo to ensure that all means of medical care is provided to them. The National Anti-Corruption Academy organized an educational symposium entitled "The Evolution of the Administrative Control Authority's Role in Combating Corruption and Supporting Comprehensive Development Efforts in Egypt." The symposium coincided with celebrations marking the Administrative Control 57th anniversary of its foundation on June 25, 1964. It included a number of important main axes, including the emergence of Administrative Control Authority and its role in combating corruption, in addition to its impact on comprehensive development and human rights. The symposium highlighted the role played by the Administrative Authority in legislative and institutional development to combat corruption, as well as the role of governance and its efforts to support development efforts in Egypt, in addition to the information infrastructure projects and its most prominent achievements. The symposium was attended by members of the Board of Directors of the National Anti-Corruption Academy, a group of ministers and heads of law enforcement agencies. Sudan's Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok warned on Tuesday of deeply worrying fractures